Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. Lots of artists are at the brink of losing or have lost their job as the VFX studio, MPC and its parent company TechniColor are getting close. Now you possibly may have seen movies like Jungle Book, The Lion King, Dune, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Life of Pi and so on. And the moving picture company MPC have done tons of commercials and also brought amazing characters to our screen and graced our screens with lots of beautiful visuals. Something tragic is about to happen, especially for those who work with TechniColor and all of the subsidiaries under them. And this is cutting across several countries. This was something that possibly should have gotten a fix, but that doesn't seem to be the case, as TechniColor Group is shutting down together with all of their subsidiaries, which includes MPC, The Mill, Micros Animation and TechniColor Games. And this doesn't look good at all, as the folks at TechniColor have actually mentioned that they've been looking for investors for some time now, and this is not pulling through. And we know that this shutdown would affect thousands of workers across different countries. And we're not just talking about the UK, but we're also looking at the US, Canada, India, and so on. And this is definitely going to cause a lot of delay in projects which are currently on the pipeline. And according to Variety, following the weekend, the folks at TechniColor tried to make an 11th hour deal to save the company and its brand, and that wasn't possible. So the TechniColor CEO, Caroline Parrott, sent a memo to employees on Monday, stating that due to inability to find new investors for the full group, despite extensive effort, Paris-headquartered TechniColor has filed for court recovery before the French Court of Justice to give a chance to enable them find solutions. And you might be wondering, what solutions? Well, this is where it gets interesting. So in terms of trading, TechniColor operates under the name Vantiva, and they've been faced with significant financial challenges in recent years, specifically since 2022. Now, this all started when the company reported a net loss of 99 million euros, which is a substantial decline from the 19 million loss that they had in 2021. So just to give a comparison, in 2021 they lost 19 million euros, and in 2022 they lost 99 million euros. Now this downturn was primarily due to the increase of operational inefficiencies and higher costs, and this of course led to a gross marginal reduction from 17.6 in 2021 to 8.7 in 2022. Now, in response to these financial difficulties, what the folks at TechniColor actually did was pretty interesting, because they now initiated a comprehensive restructuring plan which was aimed at transforming their whole operations, which by default was supposed to improve profitability. So what they did was to discontinue some operations, and this primarily resulted to the spinning off of TechniColor Creative Studio. And this had the goal of distributing at least 65% of the TechniColor Studios share by the third quarter of 2023. Now, the comprehensive restructuring plan in itself, which was aimed at transforming operations and improving profitability, also involved them securing new financial agreements. And this was both a term loan and a revolving credit. The term loan itself was ranging from 575 to 650 million euros. The revolving credit itself was about 40 million euros. And all of this was for the TechniColor Creative Studio. Everything kind of looked good at the time until we now saw the books. In 2021, they reported a loss of 140 million. In 2022, the company achieved a profit of 150 million, and this turnaround was largely due to that loan that we just talked about. But if we exclude the 151 million that they got in profit, the net loss from continuing operation in 2022 was 529 million, which can only be considered as a catastrophe. So in 2021, the loss that they had was 143, and 2022 was way higher, mainly due to the 311 million loss, and this was primarily attributed to the depreciation of the value of their 35% stake in the TechniColor Creative Studios. And just when you thought things were not going to get bad, in 2023, things got even worse. TechniColor financial situation remained quite unstable, with multiple losses here and there, as the adjusted EBITDA after lease now turned negative, amounting to minus 15.7 million euros. And this is down from the 43.2 million euros that they got in the first half of 2022. Now, for those who have no idea what the EBITDA is, this simply stands for earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It is more like a financial metric which is used to measure a company's profitability by focusing on its core operations. And this has been broken down into earnings, earnings before interest, earnings before taxes, earnings before depreciation, and also earnings before amortization. And because this is a financial metric to measure how a company performs, how profitable it could be, and how it actually operates, this helps investors and analysts a whole lot without the impact of financial decision, accounting practices, or tax strategies. It just gives them a clearer view of how well a company is performing in its regular business activity. More like giving them an idea if this is a worthy company to invest in or not. And in this case, the adjusted EBITDA after lease amounted to minus 15.7 million euros. This decline was attributed to a reduced project pipeline and increased restructuring costs, which was associated to the ongoing transformation plan that is started off earlier. Now, there's also one component that I think we should also pay attention to. You remember, within the 2021s all the way to 2022, and should we say a bit of 2023, there was this whole thing about lockdown, stay at home, work from home, all of that. One way or the other, these impacted several companies in a very negative way. And I kind of feel that TechniColor was affected by this. It is also worth mentioning that certain things were written off just to see how they can secure and get this company back on its feet. But most of this barely scratched the surface of the financial turmoil that TechniColor was in. And if we take a look at the trading table, you'll notice that they've been hit with significant losses. So how we can confirm this is if we go all the way back, you can see sometime in 2022, they were trading at 1.18. Today, they're trading at 0.157, and that is a huge loss. And at the point of recording, there is no full financial report of 2024, so the company is scheduled to announce this, but at this point, there is no metric to know if there was an increase or decrease. But for them to be considering shutting down all operations, then potentially there must have been a massive decline in several sectors. And already, there is rumor that they would cease trading on Wall Street starting from today, which is the 25th of February 2025, while they reflect on ongoing financial restructuring. And overall, they're trying to see how they can get the company back on its feet by downsizing a lot of things, which potentially includes the mill, MPC, and Micro's animation. And this is definitely going to affect artists across the world, from the UK to the US, Canada, and also India. And at the end of the day, everyone gets to suffer a portion of whatever decision that was made by management. And it's understandable that companies have to do what they need to do to stay afloat. And honestly, my heart goes out to full-time and also intern employees that might be affected by this. Times are hard as it is, and losing a job is not something that anyone wishes for. And it is pretty sad to see this happen to people who possibly must have poured their heart and soul into creating stunning visuals that may have entertained and brought joy to us. I do hope that anyone that is affected by this gets to find something sustainable soon. So this is it. For those who like to take a look at these, possibly you like to read up on all of these that we've just talked about, then links to them will be in the description, so do well to check them out. TechniColor has fallen on hard times, and after 110 years, it seems like it's time to take a bow. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video or you learned something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And until I see you guys in the next one, peace.